woke up, I don't know, I hopped into a different mindset today. Today has been an awesome day so far. I woke up, I got a bunch of thumbnails done. I ended up getting a bunch of work done behind the computer. I ended up posting. Dude, I've already posted a shitload today because I don't know. Some days I have motivation, sometimes I don't. And I want to make a key difference right here. There's 100% days where you're going to have motivation. There's 100% days that you're not going to have motivation. But I recently stumbled upon something that was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And I seen it as an awesome opportunity. So a lot of you guys know that have stayed up to date with me. Here recently, I got a laser engraver because I'm bouncing back from one of the biggest losses I have made my entire lifetime. Now, listen, I'm extremely blessed. I have, plentiful amount of resources. Life is ultimately good at this point. We seem to get so uncontent and just really mad at the fact that we don't have this, we don't have that, we don't have this. You know what I mean? So I'm done, worrying about that sometimes. Like, I worry about it far way too much, and you should too. You should stop worrying. Well, you should stop worrying about it so much, worrying about what you don't have, and start focusing on what you do. And I tend to sit in this state of lack because sometimes it's my surroundings. Like, I didn't feel this good until I got out of my home, right? And until I got out of my house, and I'm like, okay, let's go do something, even if it's just driving around. But this is the endeavor that we're working on. So these are money clips right now, and I bought some money clips off Amazon, and I'm like, okay, I see this guy out here that's making laser engraved money clips, and he's giving $2 per commission on each and every one. All I gotta do is market these motherfuckers, and bam, bro, $2 to your name every single time that you sell one. And what it says on it is need money for Ferrari. Now, he has 3 different variations. He's got Porsche, he's got Lambo, he's got Ferrari. I think he's got another one, McLaren. He doesn't have one for Bugatti, so you're missing out. There, there's people like their cars, right? I might shoot him a message on TikTok and be like, hey, bro, I don't know. It's just a different type of day. It's a different type of glow, So, now the actual topic of this video that I wanted to make, how renting a McLaren changed my life, and how it should change your life too, and why you should go do it. So when I was in Miami for about a week, right, I decided, I didn't actually come up with this idea. One of my coworkers was like, he's like, damn, bro. He's like, you're a fucking cheap prick. He's like, you need to go on your vacation. He said, you're having your vacation this time of year. He said, go to fucking Miami. Go to Florida. Go somewhere warm. And I'm like, dude, I never thought about Miami. I'm like, well, what the fuck's in Miami, right? All I see is fucking influencers, ballers in Miami. People that are always popping out saying they're making 10K months, fucking, or more, 10K days, 60K days. And I'm like, bro, what kind of fucking life is that? Like, how? I'm like, I will stick out like a sore fucking thumb. Well, now I stick out like a sore thumb in my hometown. It went from being like, okay, I stick out like a sore thumb in Miami to, holy shit, I stick out like a sore thumb in my hometown because, you don't see that type of, I guess, lifestyle where I'm from, right? You don't see the lifestyle of people posting. You don't see the lifestyle of people trying to do better, right? It's all about, not dissing or downing my hometown. All I'm saying is when I went to Miami, it was a whole different scene. And when I rented out a McLaren, it was a whole different scene, a whole different light where I was like, oh shit, this is tangible. This is 100% tangible. Like, there are some people that will never, ever sit in a McLaren in their life. And I'm not saying that like in an arrogant way. I'm saying that in a blessed way. Like, dude, I got to go do that. That is fucking dad lore. If you think about it, like, I went out there, rented a fucking McLaren, and that's just not the whole gist. We went to a fucking party, or we went to live, which was pretty badass. One of the hardest clubs to get into. It was easy. We just walked right in. So, being in your 20s, being in your early 20s, I think it's awesome to go do those type of things. And I wouldn't have been able to do those things without, still living at home, right? Yeah, I still live at home, but what kind of foundation has that built for myself, right? It's embarrassing somewhat to say, but is it really? Because I've gotten the ability to do a shitload of stuff by living at home. So if you are living at home right now, yes, you might feel a little bit of constriction, like, okay, maybe I do need to get out. Maybe I do need to go do some things, right? And, I want to buy myself a house. I want to be able to do great things, right? And some people see your hometown as a limiting factor, and I guess in some sense it could be, but is that what it really is, or is it just you? And so I try to think to myself, I always try to look on the bright side of things. Like, part of me is like, oh man, I want to move to Florida, but it's fucking expensive. Is that the type of life that I want to live? Is it the type of people I want to be around? And ultimately, yes, it is. It answers itself. I want to do those things. So I have tied myself to this job, but I have made money on TikTok. There's this weird, imperfect balance that I have of, okay, I work a job that I don't want to work the rest of my life, but I'm also making money on TikTok in my hometown. So I don't know, it's just a weird spot. Anyways, renting a McLaren was a awesome fucking thing to do. 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 100% do it. Give yourself that ability, give yourself that, not credit. I wouldn't say it's credit, dude. It's just like, it's a fun thing to do, right? So yeah, you can go buy a $100,000 whip. I mean, not a lot of people can do that, but go buy a $100,000 whip and whip it around your hometown. But what kind of monetization is that going to bring you? I think having a supercar is only monetizable if you are in a big city like that. So like, say I had a McLaren here, people would know me locally, right? But like when I was in Miami, one of these guys pulled up in one of his McLarens, and I walked up to him like, hey man, dog, what you do? What's your name? Right? Shook my hand, and he's like, oh yeah, I run this brand. It's a clothing brand, this and that. And it could have been a rented out McLaren. Who knows? It doesn't matter. It shows where you hold yourself. And the guy was down to earth. He could have been one of those guys that for real truly hold themselves down to earth, but like think of themselves in such a higher standard, right? It's all about how you perceive that type of success, right? When I got in the McLaren, I didn't think any different of myself, right? I was excited. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm actually doing this. This is a good time. I remained that positive person. A little bit of ego might have came out where I'm like, oh my gosh, this is fucking, like, this is awesome. It's fun. So, but the main importance that I learned from it is I don't think it changed who I was. It only amplified how much of a person I was, or who I wanted to be, or how I wanted people to perceive me, what success truly should look like. You see a lot of success out there that's like real ego driven, people are like, oh man, I did this, I did that. Mine was like, bro, God gave me the ability to do this. Like I gave all my glory to the Most High. And I think I almost put it into terms as if like it was a test, right? A test to see if I can be trusted with that type of material. So if you're going to do it, think of as like, don't think about it, oh, it's my moment, it's my, time to go flex up, boss out, be a big G. No, it's go out there and show God who you really are, even if the material possessions are attached to you. Because a lot of people base their whole persona around those material possessions. Don't do that. And I think that's something that'll make you extremely successful. Detaching yourself from that stuff, yes, you can want it and have a good time with it. I had a blast with that stuff, dude. It was such a good time. Anyone that tells you, oh, it's not all that, has that person ever done it? Dude, it's a good time. It really is. So, I'm just here to shed light on the subject. I might have a little clickbait type thumbnail where it looks like we're gonna crash. No, we were just driving down the strip and it was a blurred photo. You know what I mean? So everything that you see online it's 100% glamorized, but honestly, just have a good time with it. I think once you start viewing it through that lens and you start seeing the world like as if, oh man, it's all fucking glamorized, you start to enjoy it a little bit more. You start to look at thumbnails like how I went from 0 to millionaire. The dude probably ain't even a millionaire. Or how I made my first 100K. Yeah, he made 100K, right? You know what I mean? So I'm a prime example of that, right? How I've lost 50K. I lost exactly 50K. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Like what you see as like a top achievement, people see as like a lot, right? I don't know. It's pure yap. It's pure babble. I'm just thinking to myself, you know, it's an awesome life we live, and just be that pure reflection, be that pure happiness, and just love all around, dog. So, oh man, I really wanted to tackle a subject. Okay, so the subject was attaching yourself to that success. There's someone that I absolutely love watching, and it is Wes Watson. Wes Watson, if you ever see this in your life, I love your content, and he might, bro, I love his content. He's real hard, this and that, like from a prison, right? And the way he's tying his material success to, well, I guess his actual success. I mean, it is successful, right? To the outside view, but when I see that, I wonder if the man's broken, you know? And I don't think he is. I don't think he's broken. I think he is comfortable in his own skin, but damn, you know, I'm trying to always see this as a reflection standpoint. Like, okay, I want to see people succeed. I want to see people succeed, right? But what kind of problems come with that, right? And maybe there doesn't have to be problems that come with that. Maybe it's just pure positivity, pure love, pure happiness, and operating at a, you know, real high level, right? I used to live a lot of my life operating in a shitload of fear, where I was like, damn, bro, I can or can't do this, right? And one of these quotes really did change my life. It was like, the man who tells you he can't is right. The man who tells you he can is right as well, right? You know, I used to work at this small town place. I would serve up chicken, and I was making $10 an hour. And when I was making this $10 an hour, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm balling, bro. All I have to do, I was doing the math on it, I have to save up for X amount of years to afford like a Corvette. I'm like, damn, you know, you don't think of expenses, right? Or like, you know, and then I start making more money, and I'm like, okay, as my life goes on, my time gets more valuable. Once your time becomes more and more valuable, you start thinking of ways how to make money so much quicker. There is plenty of people that think backwards. Like, as they age, they're like, oh man, you know, I'm gonna make $100,000 this year, $100,000 next year, 100, and they're like, oh man, my life's gonna get progressively more comfortable, but I'm working the same amount of hours, right? Hell no. I'm trying to figure out, how can I work less and make more money? That's what your mindset should be. Now, that is not for everyone. Do not take that and run with it, because there's some people that'll be like, oh man, I ain't gotta work, I ain't gotta do shit, and I need to make more. That is obligation, right? You don't want to feel not obligation, entitlement. There shouldn't be entitlement with that, right? You can work extremely mentally hard and not physically and make a lot of money. And you can work extremely hard physically and make not a lot of money. My dad used to always tell me, it always comes back to this. He's like, you can either use this, he's like, you can use your muscles, he'd point and touch at them, and he's like, or you can use this. He said they're the same fucking thing, and they can make you the same amount of money or more. He said, learn to make money with this. He said, your life will be a whole lot easier. And that's something that was just engraved in my mind, right? So using your mental and using your skills, things that you have learned over time. Like my dad, he has a awesome tangible asset that he can get paid for. Like There's people out there on YouTube that would die to work one-on-one with him to figure out how to build certain things, how to learn those woodwork skills, or just, you know, like he has carpentry skills. He has like, you know, he's done a lot of concrete. Like some people don't even know how to do concrete, right? And being able to bring that physicality into fruition, right? He can do that. If he has a vision up here, boom, that bitch is coming to life, you know, with anything, with any material project, right? And that is something that is beautiful. Mine is more of a, I think of more in a scaling mindset, right? How can I use this sounds wrong, but it's only wrong if you take it wrong. How can I use other people to scale my business? How can I take this asset and how can I leverage it through other people, right? Say I'm making $3,000 on TikTok a month, right? And I'm like, okay, I don't have people to scale this, right? Holy shit, I have a brother, I have his brother's friends. All they got to do is become, you know, workers under my LLC, right? And then they can start doing TikTok affiliate and they can get paid out. They're not going to get paid out a shitload, but it's enough to where they can scale my project up to about $10,000 a month, and all I have to do is make videos. You know, it's little stuff like that. So use your immediate surroundings, whatever situation you're in. Surroundings is key, man. God gives you everything that you have all around you. He's like, you can scale this, you can scale that. This is how you do it, right? It's a wild world we live in, and it's completely up to you how you view it. If you view it in a pessimistic mindset, you'll get a pessimistic outcome, which is, you know, usually not the best. So I don't really have much to say other than, man, we're all blessed, and life is 100% what you make it, right? So shift your mindset. I love you, beautifuls. We'll see you later.